Hey, this is Chelsea Dupre, host of CJ and Cell. Thanks for listening to the following podcast on Public House Media.
Hello, my name's Kim Meyer, host of Choose to Rise. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. And when you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where I talk all about finding your inner strength, improving confidence, and loving who God made you to be. I bring tips and strategies and things that have helped me rise up to be my current best self, and hope that you can do the same. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can find my show on Apple Podcasts, publichousemedia.org, and chooseriseup.com. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming shows. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hey Pageant pals,
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Jess.
And welcome back to one more episode of Prone and Dangerous.
Episode 25.
In our very last episode.
Just kidding. Bye.
We're hitting our 1 year mark soon.
Yeah, we're getting so close. It was like end of August, early September, right?
Yes.
Our first episode was?
Yep.
That's
Sure
so crazy.
was.
It's been a year that you've been listening to our annoying voices every 2 weeks.
Yes, but our annoying voices are only going to be doing a 10-minute episode today, so listen up.
This is just going to be a quick update because there's a little bit of pageant news. But we don't want to bore you with an hour-long episode. So, you're welcome. What's new?
Nothing new with me, honestly. Just busy doing random crap. How about you? Give us an update.
What has been going on in my life lately?
What problems do you need solving that we can solve right here?
Right here, right now.
If you competed in Wisconsin, you'll understand that reference.
What's been going? I'm wearing my Lulus today. Did you know
Good
this?
job.
I know. Maddie got me Lululemon leggings for my birthday.
And I feel like she never wears them.
Oh, I do all the time.
I feel like I'll see her wear these like cottony, like Rue 21 leggings.
Oh yeah, I wear those to bed.
And I'm like, why is she wearing these $2 leggings when I got her these very nice, kind of expensive Lululemon leggings?
Because I don't want to wear them to bed because I feel like it doesn't do them justice. So I wear my crappy leggings and like sweatpants and stuff to bed, and then I'll wear these if I want to flaunt it.
Okay.
It's just for clout.
Jessica just wants people to know she's wearing
I just want people to know that I was gifted Lulus.
She didn't have a pair of Lulus, and I think if you're a girl, that's a problem.
Yeah, so I'm wearing my Lulus.
Now she's officially a girl.
I am.
We changed your birth certificate very recently.
Oh, God. They're coming after us.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, going on vacation this weekend. Very excited. It's not an actual vacation. I feel like to go on vacation, you need to like go on a flight or something, or like long road trip. So I don't consider it vacation. I'm just like going to the lake for a weekend, which will be fun because I need it. Hanging out with some sick kids and old people otherwise during the week.
Yeah, Jessica still does that annoying Goodwill volunteering thing.
With my Alzheimer's patients and children's hospital kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Like I was telling you the other day, though, it's kind of hard sometimes.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like emotionally.
After I did tour week with Fest and cried for a week straight.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's hard, but it gives me something to do. You know.
Yeah, I'm bored, so that's why I do it.
I'm bored. Don't get paid for it, but I feel like a good person, I guess.
Instead of going to church, Jessica just goes and does this.
I'm doing the Lord's work.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's really all that's new with me. Just working and podcasting and, you know.
Podcasting? We're only podcasting. Well, you only podcast with me.
Yeah. That's it. That's my life.
But I'm saying when you say
podcasting.
What's been new since last time we recorded? We haven't podcasted since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
I love to nitpick
That's
Jessica.
what's new.
It's a really fun hobby.
Jesus, she tears me apart every time.
The group chat we have with Baxter, that's the fun.
It's literally just like, let's shit on Jess for like
That's because it's
every
only
day.
funny because when you do things, your reactions are just the funniest. So it's just fun to like go with it. The thing, it's not even about like when you pick on someone, it's not even like them. It's just like their reaction. That's fun.
I know. And you
know?
like to poke the bear always.
I know.
Maddie's an instigator.
I am, but it's fun. It keeps things interesting. It builds character.
Builds character. Mm-hmm. Lowers self-esteem in others.
No, come on. That's so not true.
I'm kidding. What's new with you since last time?
I mean, nothing. I'm just a busy beaver, and I'm tearing my hair out every minute.
I know.
I'm just going crazy.
This is our third episode since being out of
the pageant pad.
The pageant pad. So that's been kind of weird, like going back and forth.
We both had our struggles.
Going to mom and dad's house every other day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been a transition.
It has. I'm trying to get Jessica to move downtown.
Meanwhile, I just also signed a year lease that I am a month into.
It's the place to be.
I know. Maybe in the future. We'll see.
It is a lot of fun down here.
A blast.
Party Central.
Woo, woo. I do have a pool, though, so there are pros and cons.
Except you're so far away.
I know.
She doesn't even live in Madison
It's long distance now. Yeah, my address is different. It's weird. But, yeah, we're making it work.
We're making it work long distance.
Yeah. But if you haven't checked out our last episode, we had Baxter on, who is our great friend and mentor kind of person, our boss. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a really good episode because he's someone who's super honest, super blunt. He never sugarcoats things.
No.
Which sometimes it hurts, but it's really, really good.
Needed.
It's needed. That's the stuff we talk about and we encourage on this show.
Right.
It's hard honesty because a lot of people, we live in a very sensitive world nowadays.
We do. And I think it's easy, especially in pageants and stuff, to always be sugarcoating everything because you want to come off, like a decent human being.
We're going to start giving away MAGA hats.
Oh my God. Never say that again. I will burn you.
MAGA hats.
Ew. But at first I thought you said maggot hats, and I'm like, that sounds about right.
My dad wants to get me a MAGA hat.
Why?
Because he thinks it'd be funny. Because I have my Tiger Woods hat.
Oh, Jesus.
And people think that's controversial enough, which I really don't think it is anymore. I mean, that's been so long, since.
How long ago was that?
Oh gosh, that was
years ago.
That was like.
I guess I don't follow.
That was probably around.
I know the shady things that he's done,
ago. But now, for the game of golf, he's great.
Okay.
MAGA.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna get Jessica a MAGA hat. I would love that.
I'll use it to start a fire in Maddie's apartment.
Then you can get me a gift of your
like
choosing.
What?
I'm not wearing a Feel the Burn shirt. I'm
I will
wearing
not get you a Feel the Burn shirt.
Forward Hillary, whatever that is. I'm not doing that.
I'm with her.
Yeah,
that's what it is. If you can't tell, we have different political views, but it works.
I'll get you Hillary Clinton toilet paper, like I got my dad for Christmas.
I think that's funny that you got him.
I mean, they make strong toilet paper too. They make it honestly for everyone.
Toilet paper's for everyone.
It is.
Where were we? I don't even know. Oh, Baxter. So he was on our last episode, just talking from a judge's perspective. So it might be helpful if you are competing again. So check that out. But this time around, we want to talk about a little tidbit of
info,
pageant
thoughts
news
on it, and then we're piecing out.
Yeah.
So listen up.
We're making this a speedy one. But
New Miss America.
Yeah, if y'all haven't heard, word on the street is that the Miss America competition is moving to, drum roll, Connecticut!
So what's in Connecticut, you might ask?
A lot of snow.
Land of the...
Maddie's Googling a fact about Connecticut right now.
Let's see. Connecticut fact.
I don't know what's in Connecticut. They have really cute houses there. I always see them on Pinterest.
Connecticut state facts. The first telephone book... okay, that one's stupid. I mean, I'm sure it's interesting. Cattle branding began in Connecticut.
Oh.
When farmers were required by law to mark all of their pigs. Really? Like, why would that be? Why is it the first search result?
If anyone knows anything about Connecticut, let us know, because it seems pretty irrelevant to have the Miss America pageant in. And I don't mean for that to be offensive. I just don't think there's much tourism in Connecticut. Prove me wrong.
Let's see. It's named after the Connecticut River. So Connecticut is named after the Connecticut River.
Cool. But anyway, the pageant, this was announced a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe.
The guy who invented the revolver is from Connecticut. So guns.
Okay.
Guns, steel, and gasoline. I think I watched a documentary on that in school.
Cool. Super cool.
The world's first nuclear submarine was constructed in Connecticut. They seem kind of like a big machinery. Car insurance was issued there first.
Great.
Cars.
Cool.
Let's see. I'm looking here. It's the birthplace of George W. Bush, Thomas Edison, the Polaroid instant camera,
Nice. Cool.
helicopter. So it seems very
Industrial.
The
Okay.
first use of anesthesia.
Okay.
Thank you for that. That will
Yep.
help me through childbirth. Those are some interesting state facts about Connecticut.
Cool. So the Miss America pageant will be held there at the Mohegan Sun Casino in
We don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, we don't know. Uncasville, I don't know.
That's what I would think.
Something like that. But it'll be held there on Thursday, December 19th.
So
Also the most random day in the world.
right. So number one, why in December? It's going to be cold there.
I want to know that too.
What can you do in Connecticut? I mean, I'm sure they're going to line things up, but I wouldn't want to be in December, in Connecticut in December right before Christmas.
I know, it's like a week before Christmas. It's going to be cold.
If you win this America, are you allowed to go home for Christmas?
This is what I want to know. These are the important questions. It is also the same night as Miss Universe.
I think that's a really bad decision.
Yes. So let's talk about like viewership and
I think people will
ratings.
100% watch Miss Universe over Miss America.
I agree.
A, production level. B, the fact that everyone kind of knows Miss America is a little bit unstable right now.
Yep.
MUO, like I said, has a great production. They still do swimsuit. They're international.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas Miss America is right now, it's people brand as an interview competition. Yeah. I'm excited to see talents. That's what I get excited to see.
Yes, I agree.
I think evening gowns are always fun, but that's just fashion. Like I said, personally, I like my personal style aligns more with MUO, so like that's why I would probably watch that, but I would watch Miss America for talent.
Sure. And I think it'll be interesting too for the evening wear portion of competition because
no, it's red carpet.
Right.
So is it going to be more like MUO?
See, I don't know, but the first runner up to Miss Georgia this year, I think it was Miss Georgia. She wore this like pantsuit sort of thing for evening wear.
Okay.
So I'm curious if anybody will step out in something that's like really different,
right?
Aside from an evening gown. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, same night as Miss Universe, so that'll be tricky in terms of viewership and ratings.
It's on NBC.
Yes.
Universe is on Fox.
Yep.
Don't know who's hosting, don't know who judges are yet.
Yep.
But I don't think ratings are going to boost at all.
And I'm
just surprised why they had to do it that day, that night. I just want to know the reasoning behind it.
Reasoning to do it at the exact same time of a competitor.
Especially when you're trying to rebuild the brand. I don't understand.
I know. Wouldn't you want just like a free night where everybody can click on it?
Right.
How do you think like the fact that it's in December, like right before Christmas, will affect like traveling and tourism and things like that?
First of all, Atlantic City, nobody liked going there. It was so hard to get to. There's no just flight to Atlantic City. It doesn't work that way. I heard a lot of things that it was there was a lot of sketchy areas. There wasn't a ton to do. It was more for the historical factor.
Yep.
But now it's in Connecticut in the winter.
Yeah.
And, flights aren't going to be fun. Driving will not be fun.
Right.
Especially since you told me how the airport's like an hour more away from the venue.
Like you can fly into like New York, you can fly into I think Boston, something like that, like surrounding areas, and you have to like find a way there.
Right. I mean the venue itself looks nice, and it looks like there's a lot to do in the casino. So hopefully people who go to Miss America can be pretty self-contained there, so they won't have to go outside.
Sure.
But candidate-wise, that won't be fun.
No.
And I just think flying there and already Christmas, like nobody wants to spend that much money around Christmas just because you're already blowing a bunch of money on gifts and
Sure.
fun, things and traveling home.
So I just think flights are going to be so expensive.
Right. I mean,
the rates expensive to travel.
The rates at the hotel at Mohegan Sun are crazy, anyways.
Oh,
They're
God.
$300+ a night.
That's crazy.
That's not very fun.
No, just imagine like the families that may be staying there. Like that's just going to be so expensive to be there. Granted, I guess I don't know how much it was to like stay in Atlantic City or
Right.
stay in Vegas, so could be similar. But I just think like the fact that it's in December in Connecticut, it could be snowing, there could be like storms and stuff. Like families will be traveling. I just don't think it's the best in terms of travel, and especially right before the holidays too. I was also thinking about the Show Us Your Shoes parade. Like, what if there's a snowstorm? Like, is it still going to happen? Like, that's been a tradition.
I think they'll be pulled in sleds.
I think that sounds great. By sled dogs?
Yes.
Mush! Yeah, I think, I just don't know what's going to happen there.
Right.
I don't know. Granted, I mean, the competition has been held at other times in the year, but it's always, like,
Warmer
been in
places.
Vegas or, whatever. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but that is the update we have on location and date for Miss America.
Let us know your thoughts, if you're
Yeah.
cool with it, if you think it's a bad idea, if you like something about it, you dislike something.
Yeah.
Let us know all your thoughts, because we're curious and we want to hear from you.
Very, yeah. Let us know what you think is going to happen as the date gets closer. Do you think that maybe they're going to throw in some crazy news like they did a couple years ago, right before Miss America? Let us know what you think as we head into, or I guess not into pageant season, because pageant season is kind of over, but as we head into the national competition in a few months.
Yep, tell us what you're looking forward to, which one you're going to be watching.
Yeah, are you going to watch
Any
Miss
contestants
Universe?
to watch.
Oh,
We
yeah.
want to know.
Yeah,
Let us know.
contestants to watch. I think we can talk about that as
We
Miss
start
America
getting more
gets
info.
closer. Yeah, I think that'll be interesting. But
in the meantime,
woo!
guess what you can do?
You can do a lot of things, but especially listen to some cool tunes, because Crowned and Dangerous has a Spotify account.
And all of our playlists you can add to yourself. So if you see a song, or you don't see a song that you want on there, you can add it.
Yeah, it'll be super fun. So whether you need like a good pump up, if you need to cry, if you
To
need
swear.
a little bit of angst, yeah, if you got some
We
angst
have
to
it
let
all.
out, we've got it all on our Spotify account. So you can just search Crowned and Dangerous under like the music tab. So obviously you can listen to the podcast on Spotify, but you can also listen to our playlist now too. So you can follow along and add your favorites, which is super, super fun.
So do it.
Yay! So that's all we've got. We'll be back in a little bit, but be sure to follow Public House Media and Crowned and Dangerous on Instagram and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you're listening. Feel free to comment on our social media posts. We love when you like share them to your stories and things like that. You can slide into our DMs with any episode ideas that you have in mind, because we love to hear from you.
We do, and I believe we actually just got a DM.
Oh, did
pretty
we?
recently, if we want to quick
Ooh, yeah, let's check.
read it.
Oh, wow.
So we have this one that we got last week, and I just think we could quick read it.
Yeah,
at
let's
the
read
end,
through.
Since we're talking
Let's
about
read through.
sliding
Let's-
in the DMs.
We won't close out just yet, yeah.
So it goes, Hi, Maddie and Jess. I'm a local volunteer for the Miss America organization. Recently, MAO posted stating their celebration of Pride Month and encouraging local title holders who volunteered to comment their appearances supporting Pride. Interesting. While I truly love people of all backgrounds and freedoms, I do not think it is right for MAO to have taken a stance on this issue when they have competitors for and against it. A friend recently told me she would no longer compete in the org for fear that she would be expected to support gay rights on a state and or national level. I'm apprehensive to ask leadership for fear of speaking up these days. Is this something that is expected of Miss State or Miss America? Thanks. Also, I would like to add I love MAO and volunteer in any facet I am able, but I struggle with these aspects of political bias, as I do not think your political beliefs are what make you a great title holder. Your social impact, initiative, and representation are what do.
Tricky. I see two sides to this.
I do too.
Yeah.
And
mainly my perspective here is that when you're a title holder, you're a representative of people from all different backgrounds and walks of life, right? So you're going to be interacting with a lot of different people. people who may have different political views than you, people who will have different, I don't know, religions, whatever it may be. So you have to be tolerant of that. But also, I don't think that a title holder should be forced to, have to post about or, do something in that sense on a public platform, I guess.
And I think it's hard because this is an issue that it's, come leaps and bounds. Gay marriage is legalized.
Right.
I think people are more accepting now more than ever.
Yeah.
But I have to view this as, it's hard because you and I view this as we both support pride, 100%. Gay marriage, everything. But at the same time, I'm trying to view it as, what if it's something that I didn't agree with? Like, can you imagine, on your end, if it was like Miss America wanted you to post about how much you approved of Donald Trump, and then I had to approve of like Hillary Clinton.
Sure, something that we disagree with.
I would be really upset.
Yeah.
And I would be really offended because I would feel like my voice is being silenced. But then what's, hard in our world right now is the fact that, I think Miss America is trying to say, we're inclusive of everyone. We want everyone to be celebrated.
Sure. I get that.
And then if somebody doesn't agree with that, are they automatically full of hate and not okay with it? But some people have religious reasons for that. But I can't, it's a double-edged sword. And I don't think that there's a win-win situation in this. Do
you know the example that I'm thinking of right here?
What?
Is, I think it's the Miss Iowa program.
Okay.
They have a sponsor that's like Shooters and Trappers or something. Okay. And so Miss Iowa is gifted like a real fur coat. So they're like a sponsor, but say for example you disagree with like
animals,
birds. So it's I get that too. I feel like it's sort of in a similar sense, obviously very different issues, but how do you balance the line between your own voice but also supporting or defending social causes?
I think you could even address it and say, I mean, this might be a little bit bold, but I think if you had to do a post about that, it would say, I am supportive of everybody living their life and making their own choices. That's what makes America great, is that we all have different opinions.
Sure.
America is a melting pot. It's diversity. Everybody should have different opinions. If everyone thought the same, there would be no individuality.
Right.
But, then, you could say, personally, this is my opinion on the stance. However, I live my life the way I want to live my life. I do not control what other people do.
Yep, and everybody has their own.
And everybody has the right to love who they want, and I just choose not to do that in my everyday life.
Yep, I think that's a good way to do it.
It is, but then again, what if the person is very much like, I don't like this, I don't agree with it, I'm never going to agree with it.
Right.
Marriage is between a man and a woman.
Sure. Yeah, I guess at the opposite end of the spectrum, how would you balance that?
I would say, I don't think if you're required to do the post, I would message the person and say, I'm not comfortable doing this. Miss America is all about sharing your opinion and your voice. However, I don't feel like I need to support something that I don't believe in.
Sure.
Just because this is your official stance. I don't think it was right for them to choose a stance.
No.
I think that Miss America could have said, if you support this, maybe share it. Or if you have this opinion, share it. Don't just kind of do a blanket statement of,
that's hard.
Everybody needs to be inclusive. Like, it's hard because I think everybody should be inclusive. And I think I really, like, my opinion is like, live your own life. Who cares what other people do? Like, worry about yourself. Well, no, not be selfish, but if it doesn't affect your life, why do people care?
I know.
That's how I really think.
I always think that too.
But yeah,
is this something that is expected of Miss State or Miss America?
And yeah, a friend, she told me she would no longer compete in the org for fear that she would be expected to support gay rights on a state or national level.
Interesting. I'm trying to think it from an outside, from like a different point of view, because obviously,
but it also says stating their celebration of Pride Month and encouraging local title holders who volunteered. So then, if she doesn't feel the way, did she volunteer?
Right.
Was she required to volunteer?
Yeah, that's I think the hardest part too, is that if it was a requirement that you must do this, I don't agree with that.
Right.
I don't think anybody should be forced to do that in the position that you're in.
But then why would they even encourage it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand why they would even encourage people. Like, if people want to advocate for it, they will. Right. You don't have to remind people that this is an important cause.
Right. If it's something that you're passionate about, obviously promote it. But that's hard. That's very tricky. But no, to sum it up, I guess, is no, I don't think any title holder should be forced to promote a social issue.
But what makes me sad is how she says, I'm apprehensive to ask leadership for fear of speaking up these days. And again, this is an organization that's supposed to give women a voice and empower them to use their voice. But now we have someone...
It's a shame that this person is feeling silenced, that they can't speak up.
Right.
Yeah.
So congrats, Miss America. You're doing the exact opposite. And I mean, we've only been saying this for a year.
Yep. And I mean, she said that she's been a volunteer, right? Mm-hmm. For years. And,
and she loves MAO. She said, I love volunteering, but I struggle with these aspects of political bias.
I think the sad part about this is that...
it's also a problem as a nation, though.
I think... aside from like political stuff, I think it's sad that like this person as a volunteer, she has helped maintain this organization, and she feels that she can't confront them about an issue that maybe her contestant or someone she feels is important, because she's afraid that they're going to say something, or it's just like another sense of control.
But I don't think that's necessarily fair, especially like from if they're promoting, pride, whatever, which is accepting everybody for who they are, their opinions, who they want to love. Mm-hmm. Then we also need to accept people's opinions who differ than ours.
Right.
And we need to accept her conservative views, religious views, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. If you want to be somebody who is so open and so accepting, you need to accept people who disagree with you. And I think that's a huge nationwide issue. And I think it trickles down to organizations like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think in general, like, I think we're digging really far into it. But I think in general...
But it's a real issue.
Well, yeah, it is. And I'm not discounting that, but I just want to, I want to say that I don't think any national organization should take a stance on either side, mm-hmm. especially when there are countless young women, countless volunteers who are part of this organization with differing views, that are, I mean, we've said this before, now we're just kind of repeating ourselves, but part of an organization that's promoting women who are speaking up for what they believe in, regardless of what that is. And we should be promoting that, is a free voice to speak up about what you are passionate about and what you choose to promote.
But how can they do that when it's in their contract that even says if you disagree with anything Miss America does, you're out?
This is the problem, we've said that so many times before, this program, I feel like, has been silencing so many people for the past couple of years now. And it's just really unfortunate. And I guess the big question too is how do we get back to, I don't know, was it always like this? But how do we make sure that this organization is still something where a woman can come in and say what she believes and be a representative in that way, a representative for herself and her beliefs, without being punished by a national program? Regardless of where you stand in a variety of different ways.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at the recent Miss Michigan America.
Mm-hmm.
She
was very vocal about
supporting Trump in a MAGA hat, and she had her title taken away, which goes hand in hand with this. I personally think that's really unfair, and
mm-hmm. that's
super out of line.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if people had tweets bashing Trump or,
My thing is believe what you believe, obviously. I stand more liberal, you stand more conservative. That's just what we believe. And I firmly stand by that everybody is free to do so. But I think there's a line as well between being straight up disrespectful, and that goes for both sides. So I'm curious, I guess, what these tweets were and stuff that got her stripped of her title.
People were saying it was offensive, racist, but she actually is an immigrant from China. And she said she's now a naturalized citizen, and she does support Trump's efforts to decrease illegal immigration.
Okay.
She has pictures, Trump 2020. But Miss World America organization demanded that she remove any mention of herself as a participant from social media, including photos of her wearing The Crown. Let me find the actual tweets.
Is this Miss World? Okay, so this is a different
Miss World
organization, right?
America, yes.
So I wonder, because I know in some contracts there are things about like that you can't like, what is it, like be part of a political campaign or something like that, or identify it within a political campaign?
Do you mean like you can't say if you're liberal or conservative?
Yeah, something like that. Like, I don't know if that's in some sort of contract. I don't know.
So she had this one tweet that says, there is a quote-unquote try on, is it hijab or hijab?
Hijab, yeah.
Hijab on booth at my college campus. So you're telling me now that it's just a fashion accessory and not a religious thing? Or are you just trying to get women used to being oppressed under Islam? So, okay. So with that, her point is that she views that they're just making, part of someone's religion a fashion accessory, and that women are oppressed. So why would you be trying to like encourage people to participate in that culture or whatever? I mean, there's honestly different. I mean, I see both sides on it. And then there was another one where she had something about race and crimes and said, did you know the majority of Black deaths are caused by other Blacks? Fix problems in your own community before blaming others.
Okay.
And she had factual evidence to back up that claim. I think this is just another example of the Instagram DM we got. I think it's sharing your opinion. And if you are somebody who, regardless of her opinion, she's a strong woman for saying that. Sure. It's just one of those things that it's not fair, and that all we can hope is that it becomes more common for people to be able to accept that.
Yeah.
Versus whether the organization wants to take your title away or just social backlash. Because there's a lot of both, and sometimes one leads to the other, vice versa. And that's the world we live in nowadays.
Sure.
And it's unfortunate. It kind of sucks, honestly. I wish that everybody could just, be okay with everyone's opinions and just
I wish people could just be respectful of each other's opinions,
Right.
That's the crappy part about all of this, is that people are being treated unfairly for speaking up for what they believe in. I think point blank.
It's too bad. It's frustrating. And I mean, I also though believe like when one door closes, one opens. So like this girl got her title taken away, which is not fair. But now she's
something that she's passionate about.
And now she got to join the campaign train. And I'm sure, you get publicity out of this stuff. A lot of people stand behind her. A lot of people agree. Whatever, but opportunities come from this stuff all the time. Yeah. Like I said, the whole Columbia Philippines thing. Like, she got a bunch of commercials and stuff.
One door closes, another opens. It's just like, overall, remember when we said this is going to be a 10-minute podcast? We say this
every single time.
Every time, and we started to wrap up, and then we're like, wait, we got a DM. But no, this stuff is important to talk about, though, and I hope people are willing to talk about this kind of stuff
and encouraging it, and speaking about those hard things, because Baxter's calling me at the moment.
Hi, Baxter. Speaking of our last episode, but no, just so we can wrap this up, I do think it's unfortunate that that women in multiple organizations feel that they have been silenced. Especially in the Miss America contract, it's, stating that if you say anything against the program, you will get your title taken away, whatever.
And it's just a blurred line because it says good moral character, and who can really judge that?
Right, exactly. And, same thing for this DM that we got about someone who disagrees with a social issue and feels that they can't participate in the organization. Same thing goes for this, this Miss Michigan who got her title stripped. It's just really unfortunate that these organizations that are claiming to allow women to have a voice and to speak up and, promote whatever cause they wish. Be who they are and be supported as well in that, are not being granted that opportunity that has been claimed to support them. So I just think it's really sad.
I think I don't know if it will come, but just acceptance. If you can get anything from this episode, just accept people for who they are, their opinions, and
have discussions about
their
things
opinion
like
is just as important as yours.
Mm-hmm.
And even though if you think yours is the right way, like I said, it's a good thing that nobody all thinks the same.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be boring.
being able to understand both sides, being moderate is really important.
Yes.
And supporting people who do choose to come out and speak their truth and speak their voice. Because as we can see, like, it's not easy for a lot of people.
Mm-mm.
So just be mindful of that. Be respectful. Always listen to others, because you might learn something and maybe your new opinion will be molded by that. And I can only hope in society that people don't feel oppressed in any capacity.
No, yeah.
And that everything does get solved.
And that everyone can live their lives.
Right.
Freely.
Exactly. Let's wrap her up.
Okay.
Since we already, wrapped up half of it.
You are all welcome for the extended recap on what has been going on lately in the industry and in social issues.
We will be back in 2 weeks on August 15th for a brand new episode. This has been Maddie and Jess reminding you to always wear your invisible crown. Keep it real. And if you do not know the same, world peace.
Bye.